Blue star. All humans have descended into a world without land, and the sky is filled with floating islands. Everyone has to choose a career, start over here, and work hard to survive. To start with a small piece of territory, in order to survive, one must land on these mysterious islands, search for resources, expand one's territory, and then create one's own empty island. Just entering the game, Xing unexpectedly activated the only hidden SSS-level talent, God-level Craftsman. He never fails in making anything, and everything that passes through his hands can turn decay into legend. Successfully made blunt wooden stick, quality. Legendary, feature. Never breaking, with a 100% stun effect. A rusty iron sword has been successfully crafted, with an epic quality and a characteristic of invincibility, with a 100% tetanus effect. As the survivors explored the outside world in their footsteps, mysteries emerged one by one. Lost civilization, the truth of the shattered world. When a terrifying natural disaster struck, hundreds of millions of survivors looked at the huge island in the air, filled with artifact-level engineering props, and almost simultaneously exclaimed, "Look, that's the man who fought hard against the natural disaster." Keywords of the novel. Global Adventure Island. Opening to draw divine-level talents without pop-ups, Global Adventure Island. Opening to draw divine-level talents TXT Complete Collection Download, Global Adventure Island. Opening to draw divine-level talents Latest Chapter Reading. Chapter 1. Welcome to Island Paradise. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Welcome to Island Paradise. Brothers, how many Qinghai 3CS will you be driving tonight after finishing work early this morning? Sure, I haven't played for a long time either. Let's call Xing together. In a certain office building in Xinyang City, two men are talking. Xing didn't respond immediately when he heard someone calling his name, but continued to lower his head. He is playing a pixel-style survival adventure game called Island Paradise on his phone, with a fresh art style and lively music. Players are first born on a floating block, exploring other floating blocks, searching for supplies, and expanding their territory. But while playing, Xing realized that the game was far more simple than it seemed on the surface. When players explore, they will inadvertently trigger various side quests with different options, and each choice seems to determine the direction of the story. These side tasks, when connected together, seem to be able to construct a massive main line. In addition to the rich side lines, the dialogue between game characters is also very full. When talking to the protagonist, these game characters unintentionally reveal their true feelings, making Xing feel like he is communicating with a normal person. Following the mission, sections of dusty history are excavated. All of this made Xing doubt for a while. Is this really a pixel-style game with less than 100 megabytes? Xing became addicted. At this moment, a prompt appeared on the phone screen. This game will be maintained in 10 minutes, and a new version of the content will be available soon. Please stay tuned. Maintenance. Isn't this game just starting internal testing a few days ago? Xing felt a bit puzzled in his heart, but saw a muscular man appear next to him. Qing Jianyong patted Xing's shoulder, squinted his eyes, and said with a smile, "Which beautiful woman's video are you watching? I didn't even hear you talking." Xing put away his phone and said, "I heard you. I'm just curious. The department's performance hasn't reached the standard this month, and Chen Ergu is sitting in the office staring at us every day. How dare you not work overtime?" Qing Jianyong chuckled and said arrogantly, "Overtime? Add a fart. With that little salary, do you still want me to work hard for him every day? Today is the arrival of the gods, and I also have to work the next morning shift." Qing Jianyong spoke decisively, while Xing looked at him with a skeptical expression. Next to him, a man in a suit smiled and said, "Xing, don't listen to this guy boasting. This guy stepped into the grave of marriage right after graduation. Unlike us, where one person eats and the whole family is not hungry, he doesn't work overtime, and who does the family rely on to support their wife and children? During their 4 years in college, they were assigned to the same dormitory and had similar interests. After graduation, they also joined the same company and were the only two friends of Han Xing. Speaking of which, it's been a long time since we played games together, said Han Xing. At this moment, a figure appeared behind the three of them. I miss my school days so much, why don't you go back to school? Upon hearing this voice, the three of them all had some bad premonitions in their hearts. It's the department manager, Chen Huaibua. Privately, Han Xing and his team call him Chen Ergu. This guy is a loyal henchman of the boss. Chen Huaibua, with a dark face, questioned, what are you three discussing? You haven't even achieved your goals, so you're just thinking about playing games. A few uneducated and inexperienced guys make it tiring to work for a few more days. Are you spoiled girls? Tell me, don't you guys want to quit? If you don't want to, get out of here as soon as possible. Don't take advantage of this mess. Nowadays, there are unemployed fresh graduates everywhere outside. If you don't do it, there are plenty of people doing it. A few things that lack discipline. His voice was not loud, but it revealed an unquestionable firmness. The office suddenly quieted down, and the other employees carefully poked their heads out, seemingly unable to believe anyone dared to confront Chen Huaibua head-on. What are you saying? Chen Huaibua's face turned ugly. Do you believe it or not? I'll call the boss right now and ask you to pack your things and get out of here. Han Xing looked at Chen Huaibua and said, stop shouting. Aren't you just trying to drive us away and arrange for a few of your relatives to come in? Chen Huaibua, your careful thinking makes it seem like everyone doesn't know. Han Xing disdained. You. What about you? If you have the ability, just tell the boss and see if he will dismiss us. Han Xing is fearless. You should know that even if the department's performance is poor, they are still the three who contribute the most. Chen Huaibua was so angry that he trembled all over. He seemed to have never expected that Han Xing, who was usually low-key, would also come forward to confront him. He was about to go forward and grab Han Xing's collar, but suddenly saw Qing Jianyong blocking in front of him. Chen Ergu, do you want to take action here? Qing Jianyong squinted his eyes and spoke with a threatening tone, his tall stature giving off a strong sense of awe. Chen Huaibua withdrew his outstretched hand and looked at the three people standing on the same front, with an ugly expression as if they were about to drip water. Han Xing pulled Qing Jianyong behind and was about to persuade him not to take action here. Before he could say anything, his eyes suddenly turned black. At this moment, a system prompt appeared in everyone's ears. The new version update of the game has been completed. In 3 minutes, all humans from Blue Star will be involved in this game. Game instructions. This is a world without land, with countless islands floating in the sky, big or small. Each island hides opportunities and dangers, but first, everyone must find a way to survive. Later, a suspended land will be generated for all players, which is your core territory and also the foundation for building an empty island in the future. Once destroyed, you will lose everything. You can control your territory to move forward in the air, come into contact with islands shrouded in clouds, explore and obtain survival supplies, and also occupy these islands to expand your territory. The islands contain opportunities, but they may also harbor terrifying dangers. Each of you has only one chance to survive, and the consequence of failure is death. Please choose carefully. Vulnerable groups such as the elderly and children will be released to their respective relatives after a month of playing the game. So, welcome to Island Paradise. When Han Xing regained his sight, he found himself floating in an altitude of countless tens of thousands of meters. Looking down, it was a vast expanse, with no visible land. Thousands of miles high, with a gentle breeze and floating clouds. A great fear fills the heart. At this moment, a personal panel appeared in front of Han Xing. Name: Han Xing, race. Human race, occupation. None, level. LV0, strength. 3, agility. 2, spirit. 4, physical strength. 5, skill. None, talent. None, then, the system prompt came again. Please choose your career system as soon as possible. At present, it is divided into 5 major systems. Warrior, Mage, Clergy, Hunter, and Stalker. When players reach a certain level, they can complete their career advancement through the career scroll. Han Xing was momentarily stunned, his fear gradually dissipated, and then turned into ecstasy. Surprisingly, one can choose a profession. Not only that, these 5 professional systems are exactly the same as the game he played on his mobile phone. Although he hasn't played that mobile game for a few days, compared to others, Han Xing has a deeper understanding of these professions. These 5 professions can be seen from their names, each with their own strengths. Warriors tend to focus on close combat, and after reaching a certain level, they can switch to swordsmen or berserkers. Advanced professions include swordsmen and berserkers. Mages use magic to manipulate elements and deal damage to enemies. Later, they can switch to become elemental masters and illusionists, and advanced professions include elemental masters and weavers. The same goes for the other 3 professions, each with 2 career paths and advancement paths. If nothing unexpected happens, most people can only choose these 10 professions. I used to play Hunter, but now I should continue to choose Hunter, in order to leverage my strengths. And most importantly, while playing that mobile game, I heard news about Hunter's hidden professions from NPC conversations. That hidden profession is called Wild Ranger. If the pre-game process is still the same as what he played on his phone, without any changes, then he can grasp the opportunity and take the hidden profession step by step. With this in mind, Han Xing had already made a decision, and just as he was about to choose the hunter profession, a solemn reminder sound came to his mind. Detected that player Han Xing has a destiny that matches this world, and their personal talent, God-level Craftsman, has been activated. God-level Craftsman, SSS level, hidden only. You will not fail to create any item, and the chance of producing high-quality items during production is greatly increased. Han Xing was stunned for a moment before exclaiming, "I'm super." End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Territory Integration. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Territory Integration. Successfully selected profession, Hunter, initial equipment has been distributed. Personal territory generation successful. The system prompts to end. Tens of thousands of meters high in the air, suddenly appeared a suspended square soil block, with a length, width, and height of 1 meter each. Han crossing stepped on it as if stepping on the grass, and the high altitude beneath his feet made his legs soften in waves. At some point, a faded wooden bow appeared in his hand, and an arrow basket appeared on his waist, with 10 wooden arrows inserted inside. Information about the item appeared in front of me. Wooden long bow, white. Quality. Course, attack power 6.8, comes with special effects. None. Note. A weapon made of oak and beef tendon, when the bowstring is fully drawn, it can deal damage to ordinary 1-star creatures. Arrow *10, white. Quality. Course, attack 1.2, comes with special effects. None. Note. Arrows made from sharpened wooden sticks. Han Xing tightly grasped the long bow in his hand, and with the weapon in hand, he also had some confidence in his heart. Looking around, he noticed that there were many clouds of varying sizes and colors in the nearby sky. Some clouds are the size of a mountain, while others are only the size of a table, similar to Han Xing's territory. He knows the gameplay of this game, where there are hanging islands hidden in these clouds. All the resources for the player in the early stages, including food and drinking water, must be obtained from these islands. He must explore other empty islands as soon as possible to obtain supplies, otherwise he will soon be thirsty or starve to death. Han Xing began to control the square under his feet to move forward. After more than 10 minutes, Han Xing's lips had become somewhat dry. These clouds may seem quite close, but they are actually far away. At the current speed of his beginner block, he can move 10 kilometers per hour, which is less than 3 meters per second. Although as the level increases, the forward speed of the island will also increase, it is still too slow now. After another 10 minutes, Han Xing controlled his territory and finally approached a seemingly small cloud. There was a sizzling sound of electricity outside, and the system prompted, "There is an active thunder element power nurtured inside. Do you want to enter?" The power of thunder elements. Is there a monster inside? Han Xing pondered for a moment, but decided to give up first. After all, this is not a mobile game. If they die, they can be resurrected. The system has clearly reminded them that each person has only one life. Han Xing controlled his small block to change direction and continued to float forward. As he slowly approached a gray dark cloud, a system prompt came. There seems to be a hidden evil force inside. Do you want to enter? There is danger. Give up. Han Xing changed his position and continued to float, drifting for over 20 minutes. An hour has passed since he entered the game, and driving on an empty island not only consumes physical strength but also a lot of mental energy. Han Xing suddenly felt a rising Venus in front of him, and his throat began to dry up. Glancing at my personal information, the status column has changed. Status: thirsty, mentally exhausted. Note: you need to rest as soon as possible, fatigue driving is not good. Rest. How can I rest in such a high place? Han Xing gritted his teeth and said with hatred. Moreover, even if he can overcome his fear of heights, the initial space of 1 meter in length and width of his territory makes it impossible for him to even stretch his body, and he may accidentally fall off. Not only South Korean stars are facing this situation, but the situation of others is even more pessimistic. Within less than an hour of arriving in this world, at least millions of people have fallen from high altitude and lost their lives. No, we need to explore the island as soon as possible and expand our territory. Han Xing shook his head, lifted his spirits, and continued to look at the nearby clouds. At this moment, he saw a cloud about the same size as his territory floating behind him, with a hint of green on it. A few minutes later, Han Xing finally approached this cloud, and the system prompt came. There is a faint vitality nurtured inside. Do you want to enter? There is hope. Han Xing was delighted in his heart and without hesitation, clicked to enter. The clouds dissipated, revealing a patch of soil wrapped in green grass in all directions in front of him. In the middle of the soil, there grows a tree that is less than 1 meter tall, but has a trunk with thick adult thighs. The dense crown of the tree is adorned with many red fruits. Berry tree. Shrubs, the berries on the tree can be consumed directly, replenishing water and satiety. Han Xing felt as if he had seen his reincarnated parents, tears of excitement were about to fall from his eyes. He rushed to the edge of the berry tree and began to gulp down the red berries into his mouth. The bright red juice burst in his mouth, with a slight sour and sweet taste, making Han Xing feel like a rain. After eating a few berries, the hunger and thirst in the body were alleviated. Han Xing counted and found more than 20 red berries on the tree, each the size of a strawberry. If you save some food, you can hold on for at least 2 days. At this moment, the system prompt appeared. Do you want to integrate this piece of land into your own territory? Han Xing directly clicked yes. Integration successful, your territory area has expanded. The system prompts to end. Han Xing discovered that his 1 meter * 1 meter * 1 meter square soil block had now turned into a 2 meter * 1 meter * 1 meter rectangular soil block, with a berry tree planted on one of the blocks. Now, his hunger and thirst have been resolved, but his mental state is still very tired. Xing leaned against the crown of the berry tree and slowly lay down. Half an hour later, Xing opened his eyes. He had just woken up when he realized he had rolled to the edge of his territory at some point, with one arm hanging in mid-air, almost about to fall. Hiss. Xing took a fierce breath of air conditioning and instantly regained consciousness, feeling waves of fear in his heart. Damn it, I can't even sleep soundly. How can those who sleep dishonestly survive? Korean Star could not help roast, and at the same time, some sense of crisis appeared again. It is impossible for a person to not sleep, and no one can guarantee that they will unconsciously turn over and move while in a sleeping state. The initial territory is only a small area, and if it is slightly offset, it will fall from high altitude. So, their current primary task is to explore those clouds, expand their territory, and at least ensure their own life safety. Thinking of this, Xing looked around again at the clouds. Just now he has explored, and in the nearby clouds, most of them are hidden dangers, which are monsters. Xing knows that if he wants to survive, he will eventually have to confront these monsters. It's better to take the initiative to attack while he's in good condition. But now, I can use my strengths to increase combat effectiveness. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. District Server First Kill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 District Server First Kill. Xing has played this game before, and although he hasn't played it for long, he knows what his strengths are. That is the SSS level talent activated when entering the game, the Divine level Craftsman. This talent allows him to never fail when making mission items, and there is a high probability that higher quality items will appear. In this game, as long as there are blueprints, personal professional equipment can be made by oneself. In other words, Korean Stars can now produce higher quality equipment than the ones gifted by the system. When Xing chose the hunter profession, he automatically recorded 2 equipment blueprints, namely, wooden bow and wooden arrow. The wooden longbow requires raw wood and animal tendons as materials, and I don't have these at the moment. However, the method of making wooden arrows is relatively simple, only requiring some branches. Thinking of this, Xing looked at the berry tree behind him. Xing broke more than 10 branches from the berry tree. Obtained 17 branches. After the system prompt ended, Xing took a deep breath and then clicked Make All. A progress bar appeared before my eyes, and I could make an arrow in almost a second. White light flashed one after another, and arrows appeared before him one by one. Sharpened arrow, white, asterisk 17. Quality. Excellent, attack power. 2.3, comes with special effects. Sharp. Sharp. When attacking, there is a higher probability of penetrating the target's body and causing serious damage to the enemy. Although it is still a whiteboard equipment, there has been a significant improvement in attack power, and most importantly, a special effect has appeared on it. You should know that even green equipment has a very low probability of producing special effects. Now, the few branches he casually picked from the tree have become rare special effects equipment after being gifted as Divine level Craftsman. Undoubtedly an SSS level talent, truly terrifying. Xing picked up a wooden arrow, and the tip was polished to an incredibly smooth finish, as if it had been polished. A basket of arrows can hold up to 30 arrows, and in the future, if you can obtain spatial props, you will have more things to carry with you. After Xing installed all 17 arrows he had just made, the sense of weight emanating from his waist gave him a bit of confidence. He stared at the cloud not far away, emitting a hint of green light. After more than 10 minutes of advancing, the sky gradually darkened. Xing looked up at the sky and said strangely, "Does it also divide day and night here?" Shaking his head, he temporarily stopped thinking about these things and focused all his energy on the clouds in front of him. After approaching the cloud less than a meter away, the system prompt came. It seems that there is an invisible elemental power active inside. Do you want to enter? Han Xing took a deep breath, pulled out a sharpened arrow from the basket, drew a bow, and pulled open the bowstring. The bowstring is full, and Han Xing is ready to attack. He clicked to enter. After the clouds dissipated, a transparent slime bounced up and down in front of him, resembling a ball. Slime, level. Level 1, Strength. 6, Agility. 3, Spirit. 4, Constitution. 5, Skill. Spit saliva. Shoo. At the moment of seeing this slime, Han Xing directly shot the arrow in his hand. The wooden arrow carried a tearing sound as it pierced into Slim's jelly-like body. Suddenly attacked, Slim jumped several meters high as if frightened. Han Xing did not hesitate, and the second arrow was fired immediately, accurately hitting the enemy. Taking 2 arrows in a row, this slime finally reacted. It seemed extremely angry, with its mouth open and an invisible elemental force brewing in its mouth. However, without waiting for it to launch an attack. The third arrow has already arrived closely. Puff. This arrow seems to have triggered a special effect. The sharpened wooden arrow, after hitting Slim, remained strong and instantly penetrated the opponent's body. It's the sharp special effect that comes with the sharpened wooden arrow. Slim's brewing attack stopped in mid-air, and then his body began to tremble uncontrollably. With a loud bang, Slim's body suddenly burst open, and the transparent mucus scattered like fireworks. Han Xing instinctively took 2 steps back, still shaking a sticky liquid in his hand, and some of it even splashed onto his face. Pooh, pooh. What kind of thing is this? It's really disgusting. As soon as the words fell, a system prompt appeared in front of me. Successfully killed Slime LV1, your level has been increased. Current level LV1. Before Han Xing could react, the cold announcement sound of the system appeared in his ear. Announcement. The first player in this region to kill the empty island monster has appeared, and the regional channel has been opened. According to the region, every 10,000 players will be divided into the same area, and current players can communicate and trade on the regional channel to gain more survival opportunities. Opening the panel, Han Xing found himself assigned to the 107 region channel. However, as Han Xing was about to enter the regional channel, the sound of the system reappeared in his ear. As you are the first player in this region to kill an empty island monster, you will receive the first kill reward. 50 spirit cores, 1 space backpack, white, and 1 space backpack blueprint, white. Space backpack, white. Quality. Normal, storage plus 20, comes with special effects. None. I'm super, it's a spatial prop. Han Xing couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. A storage space of 20 squares, Han Xing tried it and put 30 arrows inside, but only filled 1 space unit. That is to say, if all the arrows are stuffed, he can carry 600 arrows with him. This is not the most crucial thing, the most crucial thing is that he also has the blueprint for making the space backpack. Space backpack drawing, white, production requirements. 1 star beast skin *1, spirit core *10, ether *20, production success rate of 20%, increased by divine level craftsman talent, success rate has reached 100%, sure enough, the success rate is still 100%. Isn't this an indication that I can mass produce space backpacks and then trade with other players? Space backpacks are very precious, even though Han Xing has been playing on his phone for so long, he has never encountered 2. If this kind of thing appears on the trading channel, it will definitely trigger a frenzy among players. But he also knows that it's not the time yet. In the early stages of the game, the most scarce resources for everyone were still food and water. Even if a space backpack appears, they cannot afford it. Han Xing entered the 107 region channel and a system prompt appeared. Do you want to use the default name Han Xing to enter the regional channel? No. Han Xing directly declined and then changed his name to Xinghe in the personal information of the regional channel. Not long after the regional channel was opened, the chat section was already flooded with thousands of messages, which were sent by tens of thousands of humans on channel 107. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Bargaining and Exchange of Materials. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Bargaining and Exchange of Materials. Is anyone there? Can anyone tell me what happened? How did I get into the sky? Amitabha Buddha, my God. Didn't you say I would only go to heaven after death? Have I already died? I haven't paid off my mortgage yet. Shen Mengting, where are you? I'm your husband Wang Hongrui. Please answer when you see me. Wait a minute, where's my husband? There is too much information, and many people are losing their rationality and blindly crying. There are also many who are searching for their family and relatives and friends, hoping for a little comfort. Han Xing filtered through this information, knowing that it was indeed difficult to accept suddenly entering such a strange world. But if they don't adapt quickly, what awaits them is the fate of running out of supplies, either dying of thirst or starvation. Of course, among the tens of thousands of survivors on the 107 regional channel, there are also some calm individuals who have already explored this unknown world. Someone started seeking help. Help. I just came into contact with a cloud, and the system prompted that there is a foul odor inside. Does this mean there is a monster inside? If you ask us, we're not sure either. Just go in and take a look and we'll know. Okay, I'll go in and take a look. 2 seconds later, a panicked cry for help came from the chat channel. Sleeping trough, it's Slim Mud. Help. Slim jumped on me, it's stuffing me inside, Golu. Golu. Dot. The chat channel fell into a moment of silence, and then someone cautiously asked, this guy, won't he drown in slime? No one responded, but the possibility is high. Help. I've also encountered a monster here. Me too, there are many monsters in the clouds. These monsters are too terrifying. How did the guy who killed them all on the server do it? Although these people have good adaptability, they are still a few steps slower than Han Xing. When he had already completed the first kill of the entire server, most people had just come into contact with the first cloud. Of course, not everyone has such bad luck, and there are also some clouds where there is no danger. Hahaha, a group of losers. I didn't encounter the monster and found food inside. If you want it, exchange it for water. I haven't encountered any monsters either. I just opened a wooden crate with a green weapon from a diver inside. It's so satisfying that it flies. Don't ask me how to trade, except for water and food, don't want anything else. Han Xing lowered his head and pondered at the most scarce resources now should be water and food. He entered the trading channel, where hundreds of trading messages appeared densely. Crushed stones *20, can be thrown as hidden weapons, requires food. Slime *10, magic material, exchange for 200 milliliters of water. 1-star animal skin *1, high-quality leather material, can be used to make equipment, exchange for 3 units of water or food. Beast skin. Han Xing's eyes lit up, and one of the required materials for the backpack blueprint he had just obtained was 1-star beast skin. In Dare Island Paradise, each player can equip 2 backpacks, and Han Xing can now equip another one. Moreover, he has the talent bonus of being a god-level craftsman, and the backpack he creates is likely to have stronger attributes than the backpack rewards from the system, just like a wooden arrow. Even with good luck, creating another special effect can greatly increase his survival ability. However, this guy who sells animal skins has a lion's big mouth, which is 3 units of water, which is 3,000 milliliters. Everyone has just arrived in this world not long ago, who could suddenly allocate so much water resources. Han Xing also knew that this guy was intentionally setting the price so high, which was also a means of negotiating the price. So he clicked on private chat, and the other person's name was Sad Wind Emperor. Star River. Brother, exchange 3 berries for 1 star animal skin. Emperor Beifong said, 3 of them. Where are you going to send beggars? Xing has said, there are quite a few of them. You don't have any blueprints to make now, and even holding animal skins is useless. It's better to convert them into useful resources as soon as possible. In this world, ensuring your own survival is the most important thing. Han Xing began to persuade, but the other party did not let go. Emperor Beifong said, no, no, no. This 1-star beast skin is something that I have exhausted my strength, almost risking my life to get. At least 10 berries, otherwise I won't talk about it. After hearing this, Han Xing suddenly laughed and said, oh, you're bragging. Beast skins can only be exposed on 1-star beasts. How could your current attribute be a match for 1-star beasts? I think you're lucky to have found it on other empty islands. Emperor Beifong was somewhat shocked and said, why are you so clear? Han Xing chuckled lightly, of course he wouldn't tell the other party that he had actually played this game. Han Xing continued, so, 1-star animal skin is not a precious material. If you want to make a move tomorrow, you may not even be able to get 3 berries. Of course, Han Xing is deceiving him. The main material of animal skin has many uses, so there is no need to worry about anyone needing it. Emperor Beifong seemed to be suppressed by Han Xing and asked cautiously, really? Really? He was somewhat tempted by Han Xing and said, however, the 3 berries are still too few. How about? You add more. Sure, 5 berries. I won't take any more. Deal. The other party quickly agreed. Survivor Sad Wind Emperor has initiated a transaction request with you. Han Xing clicked to agree, and both parties placed items on each other at the transaction window to confirm the transaction. In the backpack, 5 berries disappear, and a brand new animal skin appears on the ground of the territory. Han Xing's face lit up with joy as he said, that's great. Now that both materials for making a space backpack are ready, it's just too close. Ether is a material that only drops on some magical monsters. Han Xing looked at the trading channel and found that the demand for consignment of this material is for water and food. On the berry tree in his own territory, there are still 19 berries. In order to prevent unexpected situations, he can no longer trade the berries. However, although berries cannot be traded, he still has another big weapon in his hand. A sharpened wooden arrow. Just now in the battle, Han Xing has verified the strength of the wooden arrow. 3 arrows triggered a special effect and directly killed the level 1 monster slime. There are definitely many regional channels with tens of thousands of people choosing the hunter profession, and they can definitely see the effect of wooden arrows. As expected, when Han Xing posted the consignment information, it immediately caused a stir on the chat channel. Sleeping trough. High-quality wooden arrows with special effects. Hiss. The attack power is almost twice that of my wooden arrow, it's amazing. Blessed are those who choose the hunter profession. Give me a few arrows of this kind, I dare to challenge the monsters in the clouds. Whoever has materials like ether on their body, go and replace them. This big shot is now exchanging 10 ether for 1 arrow. In less than 3 minutes, all 5 wooden arrows consignment by Han Xing were traded, and a total of 50 ether were harvested. Great, all the materials for making the space backpack are gathered. Han Xing's mouth curved. Just as he was preparing to make a space backpack, 2 system prompts suddenly appeared in front of him. Survivor Qingjian Yong applies to add you as a friend. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Making Backbags. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Making Backbags. Qingjian Yong said, Brother Xing, I finally found you. It's been so hard for me to find you. If I remember correctly, it's only been less than half a day since we last met. right, said Han Xing with a blank expression on his face. Half a day. I feel like more than half a year has passed. Brother Xing, you don't even know what I've experienced. Qing Jianyong was like a resentful woman, and Han Xing didn't want to hear his lengthy remarks. He said directly, let's talk about it in the discussion group. After adding Han Xing as a friend, the three of them created a joint discussion group. As soon as he entered, Han Xing asked directly, how are you doing now? Han Xing nodded and said, I'm also at a similar pace. Upon hearing this, Qing Jianyong was somewhat surprised and said, let me wipe it off. Are you all starting to merge islands? I've been encountering strange islands all the way, and the system has indicated that I'm in a state of hunger and dehydration. Now I feel dry and my mind is almost not clear. Qing Jianyong chuckled a little embarrassed. Han Xing said, Jianyong, when approaching those clouds, remember to carefully discern the system's prompts. You need to quickly expand your territory now, otherwise your mental state will deteriorate and it will be very dangerous. Han Xing spoke very seriously, and Qing Jianyong suddenly shuddered after listening. Danger, does it mean falling and dying after falling into a coma? Yes. Sleeping slot. I don't want to die yet. I still have a wife and children, Brother Xing, Brother Yun, help me. The discussion group echoed with the screams of prejudice and bravery. Spring water. 600 milliliters, can be consumed directly, sleeping trough, it's water. Qing Jianyong exclaimed in surprise, give me a few sips quickly, I'm almost thirsty now. Qing Jianyong suddenly understood his meaning and said with some hesitation, Yun Gu, this is not very good, right? I am already a family member. Whether you shout or not, I'll drink it myself. My adoptive father. Prejudice and courage compromise instantly. Brother Xing, drink some water first to deal with it. Han Xing did not evade it. Although water is a precious resource now, with their relationship, there is no need to argue so much. Moreover, he does need to replenish some water now. Although berries are sweet, they cannot meet the body's water needs. After the transaction was completed, a small puddle appeared on Han Xing's territory. Due to the lack of containers, he must drink the spring water on the ground as soon as possible. Han Xing drank the spring water on the ground in one breath, and his head instantly became clearer. At this moment, Qing Jianyong exclaimed excitedly, grass, I've finally come back to life. If only I had some more food to eat at this time. I have food here, I'll trade it for you. Han Xing picked 10 berries from the berry tree and divided them into 5. Thank you, Brother Xing. Thank you, Brother Xing. Han Xing smiled, and the scene seemed somewhat similar, evoking some of his memories. That was during the campus period when the three of them worked together in a black team. Yeah, what I didn't expect was that even if we came to another world, the three of us could still team up together. Qing Jianyong said with great emotion, since graduation, every day has been filled with endless work in classes. I almost forget what it feels like to play games. Han Xing smiled and said, all right, everyone hurry up and explore other empty islands, collect supplies, and then strengthen themselves. He didn't tell the two of them that he had played this game before, and it didn't matter if he didn't say it. At this point, Han Xing looked at the function panel. Click on the drawing column. All 3 materials required to make the space backpack have been gathered, and now we can start making it. Han Xing has some expectations and doesn't know what special effects will come with the space backpack blueprint after his divine level Craftsman talent bonus. He reached out his hand and clicked to make it. In front of me, a 10-second progress bar appeared. Then a white light flashed and a system prompt came. Successfully created space backpack, white, *1, space backpack, white, quality. Excellent, storage space .30, special effects. Vitality, physique +4, bullshit. Han Xing, who saw the attributes, exclaimed sincerely. This new backpack not only has a larger capacity compared to the space backpack given as the first kill reward, but also has an additional special effect to enhance physical fitness. And it's not just 1 or 2 points, but an additional 4 points. You should know that after killing that slime and upgrading to level 1, his physical fitness only increased by 2 points. And this backpack, with a total increase of 4 points, is equivalent to upgrading to 2 levels of physical fitness. It's really terrifying. Han Xing happily equipped this new backpack, and his attribute panel changed. Name: Han Xing, race. Human race, occupation. Hunter, level. LV1, strength. 4, agility. 5, spirit. 4, physical strength. 7 plus 4, skill. Beginner level archery mastery. Talent. Divine Craftsman, SSS, status. Good, the stamina value has directly exceeded double digits. At this moment, Han Xing felt that he had endless strength and even wanted to perform a chest-crushing performance on the spot. Dealing with creatures like slime again will be much easier. He controlled the empty island and continued to drive forward. After leveling up to level 1, the speed of the island territory increased by a certain amount to 5 meters per second. In the early stage, for every level up, this speed would increase by 2 meters per second. Although it's still a bit slow, for now, it's enough. Soon, Han Xing came into contact with a gray cloud. There seems to be signs of biological activity inside. Have you entered? Still the same, before confirming entry, Han Xing directly pulled the bowstring, which is also a slight advantage of the hunter profession. The cloud dissipated, revealing 2 blocks. One creature appeared with thick grayish-brown fur, and its slender limbs and exposed fangs highlighted that it was a wolf. Forest wolf, 1-star creature, level. LV1, strength. 5, agility. 7, spirit. 4, constitution. 8, skill. Bite. Compared to the previously encountered slime, this forest wolf is clearly much stronger. A body over 1.5 meters gives people a strong sense of oppression, and their sharp gaze is full of killing intent. At the moment of seeing Han Xing, the forest wolf pounced. However, it's fast, Korean stars are faster. Shoo. In the moment it pounced in the forest, sharp arrows shot out suddenly. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Green Equipment Drawings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6 Green Equipment Drawings. Shoo. The arrow shot out and accurately hit the right eye of the forest wolf. At this time, the empty island of South Korea is less than 3 meters away from the island where the forest wolf is located, with a section of empty space in the middle. The forest wolf suddenly suffered a heavy blow to its eyes, let out a scream, and then suddenly stopped the car, almost falling from high altitude. In the early stages of the game, hunters do not have many skills and must not let enemies get close during battles. Han Xing quickly controlled the airspace to retreat backwards and widen the distance. The system prompt appears. Attention! The alert range of a 1-star creature is 10 meters. If it exceeds the distance, it will detach from the battle and the empty island will return to an unexplored state. The unexplored state is the state of being enveloped by clouds from the outside world. Before entering, all external attacks cannot affect the island. 10 meters. That's enough. Han Xing controlled the territory and quickly retreated. Ha! Taking a light breath, an arrow appeared out of nowhere in his hand, and Han Xing arched again. Shoo! 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 3 arrows in a row, 2 arrows hit the target, and 1 arrow deflected into the air. The forest wolf kept howling in pain, but it could only be trapped in a square that was only 2 cubic meters in size, in a dilemma. In the current situation, it is obvious that the forest wolf has been kited by Han Xing. This is also a common tactic among hunters. Han Xing continued to shoot arrows. 4 arrows went down again, 2 arrows hit the target, and 2 arrows went empty. Han Xing is quite satisfied with this hit rate. You should know that he is now 9 meters away from the timber wolves, and while ensuring safety, he can still maintain such high accuracy, which is already quite good. After choosing the hunter profession, the initial skill, beginner bow and arrow mastery, that comes with the system gives him an innate familiarity with bows and arrows. After leveling up in the future, with the increase of agility, the hit rate can continue to increase. At this moment, the forest wolf had 5 arrows inserted into its body, looking miserable, but it still did not fall. The monsters on the empty island have strong vitality, and the previous slime was also lucky for Korean Star. The 3rd arrow triggered the sharp special effect. However, as Han Xing added 2 more arrows, the forest wolf finally sobbed and fell down. Successfully killed Forest Wolf LV1 and gained 10 experience points. After seeing the prompt, Han Xing breathed a sigh of relief. He manipulated the island and came to the body of the forest wolf. Do you want to decompose the body of a forest wolf? Yes. Successfully decomposed the forest wolf corpse, recovered 7 arrows, obtained 1 star of animal skin, obtained 37 kilograms of wolf meat and obtained 102 animal bones. The body of the forest wolf disappeared, with a piece of animal skin, a pile of bright red wolf meat, and small mountain-like white bones lying on the ground. A lot of wolf meat. Han Xing exclaimed. 37 kilograms of wolf meat is enough for an adult to eat for many days. If you save some food, it's not a problem to persist for half a month. Killing a forest wolf can be said to directly solve South Korea's food crisis. Even if he can't finish it, he can still trade it with other players. At present, in the entire 107 channel, only Han Xing should have the ability to single out 1-star beast. Meat, as a food, must be a scarce resource and extremely popular. After collecting all these spoils in his backpack, Han Xing merged these 2 territories with his own. His island area has once again expanded to a convex shape of 5 cubic meters. Now, even if he just lies down, there's no need to worry about falling. At this moment, someone on the local chat channel suddenly sent him a private chat message. Tianfengnio. Great God, I saw the arrows you consignment on your trading platform. Are you a hunter profession, right? Yes, Han Xing sent a message back. Tianfengnio. Great God, I have something here. I wonder if you're interested. Send it over for a look. Han Xing doesn't like to play tricks, and the other party directly threw out the item information. Fine iron arrow drawing, green equipment, still the blueprint of arrows. Han Xing's pupils shrank, and his desire for this blueprint instantly surged in his heart. But he quickly suppressed his excitement and said calmly, I can accept it. What's your price range? After hearing this, the other person named Tianfengnio also breathed a sigh of relief. He saw information about Han Xing's consignment on the trading channel and inferred his profession. Tianfengnio said directly, I want water, a large amount of water, not less than 2 units. After listening to his conditions, Han Xing's heart moved, but he remained calm and said, do you know how precious water resources are now? 2,000 milliliters of water. Tianfengnio. I know, but this is a green equipment blueprint. Although I don't know much about this world yet, I know that these props become more precious as they go further back, and even 20,000 milliliters of water won't be able to be exchanged. Han Xing sneered, as you said, it only becomes more expensive later on, but what everyone is most in need of now is survival resources. I don't have water, but there is still some food. If you really want to come up with it, just give me a price that I can accept. After Han Xing finished speaking, the survivor named Tianfengnio also knew that his offer was a bit outrageous, so he made some concessions. Food is also acceptable, but not less than 10 units. Han Xing continued to sneer, at most 5 units, 5 kilograms of food is enough for you to hold on for 2 or 3 days. It's not a problem. After hesitating for a moment, Tianfengnio finally gritted its teeth and said, okay, 5 kilograms is 5 kilograms. Both parties quickly completed the transaction. Although there is a lot of food weighing 5 kilograms, no matter how you calculate it, Han Xing still made a profit. Successfully obtained the precise iron arrow drawing. Do you want to learn it? Han Xing directly clicked on Study. At the next moment, an additional green equipment drawing appeared in the drawing column. Precision iron arrow, green, materials required for production. 2 refined iron and 1 feather. Han Xing pondered for a moment and said, in the early stages of the game, materials like refined iron can only be opened through some treasure chests. I don't know if there are any trading channels available now. He entered the trading channel and entered the keyword Jingtai, quickly filtering out 7 consignment information. These people's transaction requirements are all for water and food, and Han Xing clicks on private chat to bargain one by one. In the end, he exchanged 3 kilograms of wolf meat and 4 berries for 12 pieces of refined iron. The materials for making arrows are the same, and feathers are also needed. Han Xing asked in the discussion group, brothers, borrow a few hairs, I'll make something. Mao. Brother Xing, I'll give it to you. Qing Jianyong said in the discussion group. Let's make a deal. After the transaction is completed, a system prompt will be sent. Successfully obtain 23 body hairs from a certain primate. Han Xing looked at the few black hairs in his palm and couldn't help but twitch twice at the corner of his mouth. Qing Jianyong, are you sick? Who really wants your leg hair? I'll wipe it. Didn't you want some hair? You didn't explain it clearly, Qing Jianyong said angrily. What I really want is bird hair, feathers from birds, Han Xing said, sprinkling out these few leg hairs to prevent further misunderstandings. Han Xing emphasized the following sentence. Good. After the transaction between the two was completed, Han Xing added 9 gray-white feathers to his backpack. Feather of big-billed bird, common material, all the materials are gathered, click on the blueprint, and start making. White light flashed one after another. Successfully made 6 precision iron arrows, green, dot. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. The Lion's Great Opening. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. The Lion's Great Opening, successfully made 6 precision iron arrows, green, dot. Iron arrow, green, quality. Excellent, attack power 5.7, special effect. Armor piercing. Armor piercing. When attacking enemies with high defense, there is a certain probability that the effect will be triggered, ignoring the opponent's partial defense and causing damage. Good guy. Ignoring defense directly, this armor-piercing special effect is really powerful. A high-quality iron arrow with a 5-point increase in light attack power, even catching up with the additional attack power of the wooden longbow in his hand. You should know that the wooden longbow is his main weapon, and he was caught up by an arrow. With the additional armor-piercing effects added later, you can imagine how much damage this thing causes when hitting enemies. After making the precision iron arrow, Han Xing continued to browse on the trading channel. His target is the hunter's weapon or blueprint, and he wants to replace the whiteboard longbow in his hand. At that time, his attack power can be further improved by a few levels. After wandering around, I couldn't find any suitable targets. Although there are weapons for hunters on consignment, most of them are whiteboard equipment similar to those in Han Xing's hands. He even saw that some survivors even hung up and sold the weapons gifted by the system. When Han Xing was about to exit the trading channel, he suddenly saw a hunter's weapon blueprint. Sandalwood longbow drawing, white, although it is a whiteboard installation, if it is made by oneself and blessed with the talent of a divine craftsman, compared to the wooden longbow in hand, it can also have a significant improvement. Han Xing clicked on private chat, and the other person's name is Lei Wei. This guy didn't choose to chat anonymously, but instead used his real name directly. How do I sell the longbow blueprint? Han Xing came straight to the point. Levi. 20 units of food, or 10 units of water. Look, what is Lion's big mouth? This is Lion's big mouth. Han Xing frowned and said, your pricing is too high, it's a bit lower. If other people genuinely want to trade, they will follow Han Xing's words and make some concessions. But the other person is someone who chats under their real name, not a good person. Lei Wei sneered and said, at this price, there's no two prices. Do you like to buy it or not? Farewell. Han Xing didn't get used to him either, so he withdrew and prepared to close his private chat window. The Levi suddenly sent a message saying, wait. Your name is Xinghe. The person who sells special effects wooden arrows. Han Xing didn't know what tricks this guy was trying to sell, but he still replied, it's me. Upon hearing Han Xing admit, Lei Wei's attitude instantly changed. Can you come up with this kind of prop so quickly in the early stages? You have some skills. Are you interested in joining our Leisure group? Leisure. Is that in Xinyang City? Han Xing asked. Lei Wei. It seems you've heard of it too. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot that most of this channel is from Xinyang City, and it's not surprising to know about our Leisure group. It has been almost 10 hours since the arrival of this world, and everyone has also figured out the rules for dividing regions. According to the region, plan adjacent 10,000 people to the same channel, which means that many of the 10,000 people on channel 107 come from the same place. Lei Wei continued, our Leisure group still has some influence in Xinyang City. This channel also has some members of Leisure group's team. Now we have formed a discussion group and established an elite team, where everyone helps each other and shares their survival experience. How about joining us or not? Levi said his purpose. Han Xing refused directly, no need. This Levi remained silent for a moment, seeming puzzled that someone would refuse his invitation at such a time. You should know that humans are a group animal, especially in this unfamiliar world where life is not guaranteed, and we hope for the help of our companions to obtain a little comfort. Levi continued, you should know that this is a completely different world from before. Here, human life is as fragile as paper. I built this team to unite everyone and survive better. This Levi's statement is grandiose, and if you don't consider anything else, it is indeed a good choice for ordinary people to join them at this time. But Han Xing knows that this Levi is one of the major shareholders of the Levi group, and fundamentally, this guy is a businessman. Businessmen are all profit-oriented, and after a few years of social trials after graduation, Han Xing has already seen through the essence of these guys. The so-called organization and team are just to control the voice and seek more benefits for themselves. Moreover, Levi's superior attitude from the beginning made Han Xing feel very uncomfortable. He directly declined. Han Xing refused twice, and Lei Wei became anxious in an instant. You short-sighted guy. Do you know that now in the entire 107 region, besides us, there are many organizations building teams? Survivors uniting together is an inevitable trend. If you don't join us, there is only a dead end waiting for you. You join our Leisure group and contribute the method of using special effects wooden arrows. I can even offer you the drawings at a low price. This Levi began to intimidate and lure, but the conditions offered made Han Xing feel like this guy was a fool. What do you think about buying yourself with a whiteboard weapon? Of course, it is also possible that he has become accustomed to calling the wind and rain in Xinyang City, subconsciously treating others as fools. Han Xing sneered, I've told you before that I don't want to join your organization. Don't try to deceive me with your tricks. If there's nothing else, I'll hang up for now. Damn it. If you don't join the Lei group, don't want this weapon blueprint. There won't be any place for you on the entire 107 channel. Han Xing sneered and said, you can keep the blueprint for yourself. It's just a whiteboard weapon, just like you treat it as a treasure, idiot. What else did Lei Wei want to say, but Han Xing has already closed his private chat window. Brother Xing, Jian Yong, have you received any invitations from organizations? Let's join. Qing Jianyong replied, yes, I just declined an invitation from the CEO of a certain company. Han Xing, well, I also refused. Han Xing said, there's no need. The rules of this world were already clearly stated when we entered. We just need to explore other islands and expand our territory. The two of them thought for a while and expressed agreement. At this moment, Qing Jianyong suddenly said, there seems to be a lot of activity in the local area network. The Lei Shi group seems to be looking for someone named Xinghe to cause trouble. Star River. Isn't this your own name? Lei Shi group, is it that Lei Wei? I clicked on the chat channel and as expected, I saw that Levi was in the local area network, ate himself. Levi. At Xinghe, stinky kid, you dare to scold me. You ignorant thing, I tell you, from today on, you don't want to trade goods with anyone in our Lei group. Shuyu Mouse. Support the boss, our Lei Foundation will collectively block you. Slowly moving and falling clouds. Support. Lao Lu. At Xinghe, kid, come out and talk. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Blood Earned. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Blood Earned. Han Xing's face was speechless. He did argue with Lei Wei just now, but he didn't expect this guy to be so careful and even hang himself on the local area network. However, seeing them say they want to ban him and not trade goods with him, Han Xing felt a bit amused. He clicked on the consignment channel and hung up an item. After a few seconds of consignment, the entire 107 channel instantly vibrated. Consignment item information. Space backpack. White, seller's required item. Any blue equipment blueprint. Consignee. Xinghe. Chat channel. Sleeping slot. Space backpack. Who is this great deity? You got such a powerful prop so quickly. The consignor seems to be Xinghe. Isn't this the one who just came out of the Ray group and said they want to ban him? The atmosphere in the local area network is a bit strange. At this moment, someone said, wait a moment, it seems that the great god has loaded something again. Hiss. Surprisingly, it's a rare quality iron arrow with a lot of wolf meat. A lot of wolf meat. Look what he needs. I need green equipment blueprints, animal skins, spirit cores, as well as water and refined iron. Whoever has them, go find the great god and exchange them. After Han Xing hung up consignment messages one after another, the few people from Lei Shi group suddenly stopped talking. Even if they wanted to say something, they were quickly overwhelmed by the chat on the screen. Mainly these props brought out by Han Xing, for now, they are really too powerful. The space backpack goes without saying, it is the reward for the first kill in the entire server. Although it has better options now, for these players, this thing is simply a divine existence. And then there are high-quality iron arrows, with one arrow's attack power approaching the main weapon. What is this concept? Even those who have no vision can see its strength. In addition, the special effect behind it is enough to make survivors who did not choose a hunter profession envious. Then Han Xing once again consignment 10 kilograms of wolf meat, which is also the most scarce material for everyone. There was an instant commotion in the chat channel. Ha ha ha. I've changed it, a piece of animal skin for an iron arrow. I also got it. I exchanged 300 g of wolf meat for 5 spirit cores, and finally I have something to eat, sob. Brothers, do you earn blood by exchanging 10 refined iron for 1 iron arrow? The heat of the chat channel continued until the transactions of Korean Star's consignment items were completed, and gradually dissipated. Now, there is only one space backpack left above that has not been exchanged yet. After all, the blue equipment blueprint is already an extremely precious thing, and in the early stages, there may not be a single one for the entire 107 channel. In a certain deserted territory, a middle-aged man with a face full of flesh looked at the information on the local area network, his face becoming increasingly gloomy. He is the CEO of Raymond Group, Raymond. At this moment, Levi looked at the news in his discussion group. Someone cautiously asked, "Mr. Lei, is this kid named Xing demonstrating to us?" Lei Wei snorted coldly and stopped speaking, silently remembering the name Xing in his heart. Han Xing looked at the dazzling array of props on the empty island territory, his smile almost unable to hide. Obtain Spiritual Core *17, 1-star Animal Skin *3, Refined Iron *32, Ether *108, 400 milliliters drinking water. These are the materials that Han Xing exchanged with 4 iron arrows and 10 kilograms of wolf meat, which can be said to be blood-earned. 10 kilograms of wolf meat may seem like a lot of effort, but Han Xing knows that by converting these supplies into combat power, he can gain more. At first, he was also prepared to exchange these foods for the resources he needed. Then use these resources to continue making equipment to strengthen oneself, forming a virtuous cycle. As for suppressing those people from the Lei group, it was just a matter of his own doing, and Han Xing simply cared about them. Unfortunately, he didn't get the green equipment blueprint this time, but it was also good. After all, other survivors were not fools. At this time, there were very few people with green equipment in their hands. Let me see. The current materials are enough to make 11 precision iron arrows and 3 space backpacks. Not bad, not bad. Han Xing clapped his hands. Then, he clicked to make all of these things in one go. Green and white light flashed one after another. When the prompt for successful creation appeared, Han Xing was surprised to see the attributes of the space backpack. Space backpack, white, quality. Excellent, storage space. 30, special effects. Strong, strength +4, unlike the previous backpack, this backpack's special effects attribute adds 4 points of strength. Han Xing took a look and found that the other 2 backpacks also add strength and agility. Oh. Does the backpack's special effects attribute randomly increase by 4 dimensions? Han Xing added agile backpack equipment to his body, and suddenly felt a strange force appearing in his body. The agility attribute has been improved. Although it can only equip 2 backpacks, it has also improved a lot of attributes. Now dealing with ordinary level 1 monsters should not be a problem. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a good weapon. Han Xing felt a little regretful in his heart, then shook his head and didn't think much anymore. As for how to deal with the other 2 extra backpacks, Han Xing pondered for a moment and opened the discussion group. As soon as I entered, I heard Qing Jianyong shouting inside. "Brothers, I seem to have found a treasure." Qing Jianyong chuckled and said directly, "Bronze treasure chest. I'll wipe it." According to Han Xing's understanding of the game Empty Island Paradise, treasure chests are divided into 5 levels. Wooden chests, bronze chests, silver chests, gold chests, and diamond chests. The probability of discovering a treasure chest on an unowned island is very low, especially in the early stages of the game. Being able to see a wooden box is considered lucky. And now Qing Jianyong has directly found a bronze treasure chest, which can be said to be a burst of luck. Okay. Qing Jianyong readily agreed. Good thing. Qing Jianyong directly sent the information he found out to the discussion group. Spirit Core *4, Refined Iron *8, Rare Earth *13, Dried Animal Meat *7 kilograms, Drinking Water 400 milliliters, Refined Iron Longbow Blueprint, Green, Hiss. Han Xing, indeed. Upon hearing their admiration, Qing Jianyong burst into laughter. Then, Han Xing suddenly received a trading application from Qing Jianyong. "Brother Xing, it's a longbow blueprint. I'm a warrior profession, but Brother Yun has chosen a sacred position that neither of us can use. You can take it for now. That Levi's selling whiteboard weapon blueprints dares to charge exorbitant prices. If Xing Jianyong's green weapon blueprints appear on the trading channel, it will definitely cause a considerable sensation. But some things cannot be measured by their value. After pondering for a second, Han Xing clicked accept. Obtained the blueprint of the refined iron long bow, green. Han Xing directly clicked to learn, and now the fourth drawing appears in his drawing bar. Then, Han Xing initiated a transaction message for each of them. Sleeping slot. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Powerful equipment properties. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Powerful equipment properties. Han Xing traded his excess backpacks to them. Xing Jianyong. Sleeping slot, space backpack. It also comes with special effects attributes. Han Xing interrupted them directly and said, "Shu, remember not to say anything." After closing the discussion group, Han Xing looked at the fourth drawing on the drawing board, and his smile was almost overwhelming. As soon as I said I needed a handy weapon, I quickly found it out. It wasn't just dozing off to give pillows, it was like just finishing a Wallace and going out and encountering the restroom. Han Xing looked happily at the drawing interface. Fine iron long bow drawing, green, materials required for production. 15 refined iron, 5 spirit cores, 20 rare earths, and 1 star beast tendon. The success rate of production is 20%, influenced by the talent of God-level craftsman, and the success rate has reached 100%. Hunter's main weapon, still green equipment, it's amazing now. Han Xing was so excited that he even wanted to make one on the spot. However, his current materials are not enough, mainly due to the lack of new materials such as rare earths and 1-star beast tendons. But it's okay, he can go to the trading channel to find it. After wandering around, Han Xing quickly found his target and began to negotiate proficiently. It seems that due to the recent consignment incident, the name, Star River, has been remembered by many survivors on Channel 107. The negotiation process went very smoothly. He only used 1 kilogram of wolf meat to exchange for 2 1-star beast tendons, and then used 1 kilogram of wolf meat to exchange for 47 rare earths. The current materials are sufficient for him to make 2 fine iron long bows. Han Xing opened the drawing interface and directly started the production. The green light began to flicker, and a 30-second progress bar appeared before my eyes. When the progress bar reached its end, a black iron bow with a length of over 1 meter appeared in the territory. The item information appeared in front of me. Precision iron long bow, green, quality. Excellent, attack 15.20, comes with special effects. Strong strike, strong strike. After the bowstring is fully pulled, it begins to accumulate power, with a maximum of 1 second, which can cause an additional 30% to 50% damage. So strong. Han Xing sincerely praised, it's truly a green weapon. Its attack power alone exceeds that of a whiteboard weapon by more than twice. Coupled with weapon effects, with this arrow, I feel like I can instantly kill those level 1 monsters. Han Xing was very satisfied, and at that moment, he seemed to have thought of something. Based on my previous experience, the green weapon blueprint is the highest rare quality equipment that can be crafted, but this main weapon is excellent, indicating that there is still room for improvement. Looking at the materials in his backpack, Han Xing hesitated for a moment before clicking on Make Again. This is his advantage, there is no need to worry about failure, and there is no need to worry about making low-quality or ordinary garbage weapons, wasting materials. This time, at the beginning of production, a dazzling green light appeared. As the progress bar moves, the green light becomes increasingly dazzling. With such a big commotion, it wouldn't be. Just finished speaking, clattering. A weapon fell in front of Han Xing. Precision iron long bow, green, quality. Rare, attack power 20.25, comes with special effects. Strong strike, comes with special effects. Precision, strong strike. After the bowstring is fully pulled, it begins to accumulate power, with a maximum of 1 second, which can cause an additional 30% to 50% damage. Precision. When attacking, increases hit rate by 10% and critical hit rate by 20%, rare quality. At this moment, Han Xing felt his heart beating half a beat slower. Just because the attributes of this refined iron long bow are too powerful. Powerful attack, coupled with 2 special effects, even ordinary blue equipment does not have the attribute of refined iron long bow. Without hesitation, Han Xing equipped himself with a rare quality iron long bow, which greatly increased his damage once again. The long bow is carried on the body, appearing calm and full of intimidation. The curved body of the bow, the tense strings of the bow, and the powerful tension and killing power are fully displayed. Compared to a few hours ago, Han Xing can be said to have undergone a transformation and his strength has greatly improved. The eliminated wooden longbow was casually hung on the consignment channel, and Han Xing hung another refined iron longbow. Although not as powerful as the one in his hand, its powerful attributes have caused quite a stir among hunters. However, because the consignment conditions marked by Han Xing are green equipment drawings, no one can afford to replace them temporarily. At this moment, Han Xing looked up at the sky. The moon's shadow is sparse and slanting, and the cold light overlaps. It's getting late at night, explore a few more islands, and you'll be ready to rest, Han Xing thought. In this world, although human physical fitness has improved, they still need to rest, and exploring empty islands at night can be more dangerous than during the day. Thinking of this, Han Xing accelerated his speed. When he approached a cloud that was only 2 cubic meters in size, the system prompt came. There is a sound of wind inside. Do you want to enter? Upon entering, Han Xing found a lush green wind chime plant growing on top, all of which he had put into his backpack. Obtain 23 wind chime grass, expanding territory area. There are bursts of empty noises coming from inside. Do you want to enter? Enter. Obtained 3 amplification stones, expanding territory area. Obtained 1 star beast skin, 3 rare earths, 7 flash stones. Han Xing never stopped along the way, continuously touching 4 or 5 smaller clouds in the surrounding area. During this period, I also encountered 3 monsters, but with their maximum level 1 attribute. For current Korean stars, it's basically 1 arrow, a flash kill. Han Xing has already completed the crushing with super strong equipment. At the same time, his territory is rapidly expanding. After a whole day of exploration, the small piece of soil under my feet has now turned into a large platform measuring 4 meters by 4 meters, with a total area of 16 square meters. Ha! Han Xing took a breath and turned around to find that he had already explored the smaller clouds in the nearby area, which was several tens of kilometers away. Now, there is only a cloud not far away that is emitting a hint of red light and has not been touched. This cloud has a slightly larger area compared to the others, roughly estimated to be 2 meters by 2 meters, for square meters in size. When he first arrived in this world, Han Xing deliberately avoided it because he felt a hint of danger on it. But now, you can try to get in touch with it. With this in mind, Han Xing opened his backpack, took 2 sips of drinking water, picked 3 berries from the tree, and threw them into his mouth. After completing these preparations, the island territory began to approach the cloud. After a moment, the system prompt came. There is a burning force brewing inside. Do you want to enter? The scorching power. Is there a source of fire inside? Han Xing suddenly had some expectations. In the early stages of the island park, although the source of fire was not as scarce as water and food, it was also a necessary thing. Whether used for lighting a fire or heating, it has great use. Thinking of this, Han Xing directly clicked to enter. The next moment, a creature with a bright red body and a round body jumped up and down in front of Han Xing. Flame Slime, 1-star creature, level. LV2, Strength. 9, Agility. 5, Spirit. 7, Constitution. 6, Skill. Fireball Spray, end of this chapter. Chapter 10. Dark Firestone Mine. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 10 Dark Firestone Mine Flame Slime, Level 2 Creature with Elemental Attributes. Compared to a regular slime at the first level, this flame slime has a significantly stronger desire to attack. At the moment of seeing Xing appear, it opened its small O-shaped mouth, and a scorching flame seemed to be brewing in its mouth. Xing did not underestimate the enemy, quickly distanced himself. The next second, the charged iron arrows burst out instantly. Buzz. The bowstring straightened, emitting a trembling sound in the air. The arrows shot out quickly and accurately hit the forehead of Flame Slim. Puff. Attack hit. Flame Slim's two round eyeballs suddenly widened, as if he had been startled. Puff. Two fireballs shot toward South Korea at a speed no less than that of arrows. At this moment, Xing moved. With a flash of his figure, he instantly dodged the attack from Flame Slim. The special effect attached to the space backpack came into play at this time. The additional 4 agility points have increased his agility attribute to 8 points. This is almost an attribute that ordinary hunters can only possess at level 3. Pop pop. The fireball fell into the air and exploded on the ground beneath Xing's feet, leaving 2 pieces of land charred black. Xing continued to bow and then began to gather strength. 1 second later, the powerful strike effect attached to the refined iron longbow will take effect. Xing clearly felt that the killing power of this arrow was greater than before. Flame Slim is still brewing a second wave of fireball attacks. Buzz. The strike special effect attached to the bow and arrow is triggered, and the refined iron arrow fiercely penetrates the body of Flame Slim, causing more damage to it. And the remaining power of the arrow did not diminish. With a pop, it directly penetrated its body. This arrow's armor-piercing effect is triggered together with the arrow, instantly increasing the damage by several levels. The attack of Flame Slim came to a sudden halt, and its recent attack plunged it into a state of serious injury. Xing's eyes lit up. Take advantage of its illness and take its life. Shoo. Shoo. Fine iron arrows shot one after another. Although level 2 flame slime is powerful, it cannot withstand the repeated ravages of Korean stars. When the 7th arrow hit, Flame Slim stayed in place and then began to bulge. It's going to explode. Xing's face changed instantly, and after experiencing it once, he ran backwards without hesitation. He retreated directly to the edge of his territory. At this moment, Flame Slim's body also swelled to its limit, like a red balloon about to explode. Then, with a loud bang, sparks splashed all over the sky, and this slime exploded into fragments. You have killed the Fire Slim LV2 and gained 20 experience points. Finally killing this guy, Xing glanced at the experience bar and found that he had reached 80% of level 1. Xing began to approach the territory of Flame Slim. The place where it exploded left several bright red stones and several transparent masses in place. Those transparent substances are ether materials that only explode from magical creatures like slime. Pick up the things on the ground, and the system prompt will appear. Obtain 4 flint, 8 ether, and 17 slime. Firestone. An ore containing scorching energy that seems to be used to make certain special devices or as ignition stones. Xing has also integrated these 4 cubic meters of empty islands into his own territory, and now his territory area has become 4 meters by 5 meters, already 20 cubic meters. This area can be said to be large or small. If it were in some first-tier cities on Blue Star, it could be called a big house. However, his current territory is somewhat bare, with only a low berry tree serving as decoration. Just as Xing was observing his territory, he accidentally caught a glimpse of the 4 newly merged territories, which seemed to have some differences. These are several rock geological blocks. On the blue-gray stone, there seem to be some dark red spots, and as Xing approaches, one can clearly feel the temperature gradually rising. Oh! Xing was a little curious, so he walked up to these rocks and discovered the secret inside. It is the dark red spots buried deep under the stone that continue to emit heat. Is it some kind of ore? Xing's curiosity was aroused, and he wanted to try digging out these dark red stones. Mining ore will damage the territory area, and in severe cases, this territory may even become fragmented and scatter in mid-air, causing the territory area to shrink. But if there are relatively precious minerals inside, sacrificing a few territories is not a problem. Xing decided to mine, but mining requires a mining draft, which he didn't have in his backpack. So he directly entered the trading channel and exchanged some iron ore picks with people using materials. Then, Xing rolled up his sleeves and dug directly. Ding! 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 In the sky, the sound of metal hitting the stones echoed incessantly. 80. 80. With the rhythm, Xing shouted slogans. The gravel splattered, and a few minutes later, the dark red stones hidden beneath the stones exposed. The system prompt appears. Dark flint. A rare mineral that seems to contain some peculiar energy that can continuously emit heat and provide energy for certain devices. Note: when the number of dark flints in the same region reaches a certain level, it may give rise to some unique elemental creatures. Seeing the introduction above, Xing understood it clearly in his heart. That slime should have been spawned by dark flint, and by absorbing heat, this slime will continue to grow. But it is obvious that it has not yet grown to a strong enough level and has been targeted by Korean stars. Xing picked up the stones on the ground. Obtained 12 dark fire stones. After digging the ore, Xing felt a sense of emptiness in his body. This is the human body's biological clock reminding itself that it's time to rest. The night was desolate like water, and the temperature at high altitude suddenly dropped a lot. The gentle breeze blew by, making people unable to help but shrink their necks. The first day of humanity entering this world is coming to an end, and many people's territories have also grown to 3.4 cubic sizes. Although they are still quite small, they can at least lie down and sleep. Of course, if you are not honest while sleeping, you can only seek blessings for yourself. Many survivors curled up and shivered in the air from the cold. Compared to them, Xing's side is much better. In a 20 square meter territory, there is no need to worry about the risk of falling. 2 dark flints were placed by him on both sides of the territory, not only providing lighting effects, but also continuously emitting heat, almost like raising a furnace on a cold day, incredibly warm. In the center of the territory, a berry tree with many uprooted branches stands quietly, and as the wind blows, the crown of the tree makes a rustling sound. Xing leaned against the fruit tree, lying on the ground, and then looked at the stars in the sky. Sleeping at such a high place is a strange feeling. As if reaching out to touch the sky, clouds float around. Before going to bed, Xing still retained the habit of scrolling through information on Blue Star. Although I don't have a phone, I can still open the local area network to view the chat of other survivors. Most survivors ended their day of exploration, and local chat channels became even more lively and lively. They are all discussing how to sleep on the first night. Iron shovel, does anyone need it? You can dig a pit on the ground and bury yourself, so you don't have to worry about falling off in the middle of the night. Rope. I have a rope here to tie myself up and prevent me from sleeping dishonestly. Does anyone want the glue made from slime mucus? End of this chapter.